right? You've invented yourself several times. You are more resourceful than you realize, and you have attributes, and in addition to skills that should be communicated to recruiters of all appropriate industries that would hire, that are transferable. You have transferable skills and attributes that we would never learn about had we not done a holistic assessment of the presenting claimant. The claimant is a holder of untapped claims as well as untapped work product. There are literally billions of dollars are locked in this unlimited, spanning every demographic population of disadvantaged creators for which HireLyrics Administrative Services is born to serve. So I'm just going to read this. HireLyrics was born to serve the previously unseen, unaccommodated worldwide population of disadvantaged creators. Marketing, careers, label, and stores. HireLyrics is a standard access mechanism practicing marketing, careers, label, and store services that cause fair entry into competitive processes that achieve fair recognition, fair compensation, and raise quality of life for the previously unseen and unaccommodated worldwide population of disadvantaged creators and the families, communities, technologies, industries, regions, and generations impacted by our contributions of resourceful life experience and original creative work products. The answer to missed educational opportunities, oppressive contracts and unaccountability horror stories, racism, poverty, and hate-based ideas festering into terrorism is the responsible development of entities that standardize access, standardize procedures, and standardize services. Respectfully, Roxanne Grinage. I'm Ezekiel and Ariel's grandmom. Ezekiel and Ariel Brown were parent kidnapped by mob assault, aggravated assault, mob beatings on June 8, 2010, 45 minutes after they were served by the mother of Ezekiel, Zakiel Brown, and Ariel, Roxanne Brown, my daughter, Lorraine Grinage, with an order to return the children. A win in Philadelphia Family Court. They are fugitives, and they have severely injured my grandchildren. Anyway, that's who I am, and that's why I'm committed to responsible corruption cleanup initiatives. A federal crime victim is someone created by some sort of official corruption, fraud, and civil rights violation. Now, the next video I'm going to do is talking about an administrative solutions tool of how we can develop simple forms for layperson community to make citizens referral to attorney generals and special prosecutors who otherwise can't hear or bring criminal charges unless it's referred by another law enforcement agency, but with multiple claims verified of similarly situated crime victims. In this case, the phenomena recognized by standard access of data presentation is the internet predators whose victim pool are the federal crime victims seeking relief from some sort of already having been victimized by official corruption, fraud, and civil rights violations, twice victimized by those people who cloak themselves as reformists, advocates, civil rights heroes, and judicial corruption exposures. In this particular case, we're going to show how the responsible data management of standardly presenting claims intake of more than 2,060, and now really growing in the last week. I haven't even had time to update the U.S. Citizens Control Public Docket database of claims that connect Crystal Cox and Bill Windsor, and Elliot Bernstein is a private benefactor. He tries to stay in the background of Crystal Cox. Cyber extortion, which targets the federal crime victim already victimized by official corruption, fraud, and civil rights under the guise of exposure, in Bill Windsor's case, a movie project, where they're still taking advantage, duping the federal crime victim into paying for things that, into taking advantage of them financially, scamming them, and not securing their personal information gathered from the federal crime victim so that they don't suffer retaliation. They actually use the personal vital statistics information gathered from the federal crime victim, which in Bill Windsor's case has even included asking for people's employer information, their various neighbors and witnesses, contact information, business phone numbers, and so on. And he's used that after staying at certain people's houses to make his movie project, that when a person asks him for any type of confirmation, or perhaps take down a particular video that's up that puts them in harm's way of their stalker or their domestic violence abuser, or their judicial proceedings require that there be a gag order. They've been ordered by a judge not to video or publish what's going on in private court proceedings. Bill Windsor, instead of taking responsibility as a journalist and protecting his source and taking it down, he actually retaliates by contacting the abusers of the victims of federal, and many of the victims were fed to him the names by Crystal Cox. All right, and he's cannibalized and stepped all over HireLyrics copyrights and trademarks for at least 6 clients that we knew of in the beginning, and now more and more are pouring in. So it's very expensive to get to leverage a pro se civil lawsuit. I want to thank let me look on here. I want to thank Mr. Albert Fiorini on Facebook. And I want to thank Ms. Rochelle Rigsby on Facebook, who have done so much work in gathering even more evidence of prior claims, civil lawsuit judgments against Bill Windsor and his fraudulent activities, which helps us know that the way to go is through Attorney General Consumer Protection complaint form. So instead of having trying to gather the evidence to get a unity of purpose class action law firm involved in a civil lawsuit for all the similarly situated crime victim claims against Bill Windsor, it costs a lot of money to do that. So, and we see that Crystal Cox and Bill Windsor and Elliot Bernstein, they hide their civil assets. They hide their assets even after judgments. Look at the Randazza v. Cox case in Nevada, trademark cyber extortion, and look at Obsidian Financial v. Cox. But also go to Facebook page Albert Fiorini and Rochelle Rigsby, or even my page now, Roxanne Grinage, and you'll see different postings and pages set up to expose Bill Windsor in a responsible way, and that means that that's gathering the evidence, gathering the prior judgment. So instead of us trying to get another civil judgment against Bill Windsor and the fraud and harm that he's caused as a result of his movie project sham, we're going to do, I designed a simple form which allows people to join their claims with mine. It's made to the Attorney General Consumer Protection unit nationally, and then in each appropriate state for where the person was victimized at. Each Attorney General has a consumer protection complaint, and we're going to send those in mass for those the claims that we can verify. So if I made it a simple form so that you could I made it simple so that you said starting March 7th, 2013 or thereafter, Dear Roxanne Grinage, please add my federal crime victim complaint about Bill Windsor, LawlessAmerica.com, to those you will refer to U.S. Attorney General's Consumer Protection Initiatives in all 50 states, as well as white-collar crime, scam, and fraud investigations and audits HireLyrics Administrative Services is receiving, verifying, and referring as appropriate to individual, class action litigation, state, or federal law enforcement. I understand a federal crime victim witness is created by some sort of official corruption, fraud, or civil rights violation, and it asks for your real name, your age, not your date of birth, nothing that could compromise your identity information, your city and your state with your postal zip, not your street address. How I want to be contacted must include a working telephone number so we can't call you, and verify that you're standing by, and if law enforcement did contact you independently, that you would verify your claims. How I want to be contacted, and a brief description of how your encounter with Bill Windsor harmed you, and be sure to include the date or approximate date ranges and locations where your encounters with Bill Windsor happened. So again, we have that way as a way, because with HireLyrics has demonstrated how financially devastated crime victims can find solutions, administrative solutions for remaining lawful but still assertive and speaking in a voice of similarly situated constituency, either a voter constituency, a claimant constituency, or in this case, a Bill Windsor and Crystal Cox and Elliot Bernstein. It's going to be Attorney General Consumer Protection layperson, citizens layperson referral. And nothing of that is going to be published on the internet, because so many people have so many different sensitivities. I want to thank Felicity Luna so much, also Albert Fiorini and Rochelle Rigsby. My name is Roxanne Grinage. God bless everybody. Hope I can find my screen again. I hope I got all that. God bless you guys. Take care.